Andrew Tate and Sneako have recently been having beef. And that's a sentence that I never thought I'd say or ever care about. But they're talking about some very, very touchy subjects. And I really just thought that, honestly, it's my job as a commentary YouTuber to talk about it. I'm going to be explaining the entire situation. My opinion will be at the end if you'd like to actually know my opinion. But first, we're going to start with the facts. So like and subscribe for a summary of all this. First things first, Andrew Tate called himself a white supremacist, or at least that was Sneako's taste. So basically what Andrew Tate said, and I can't really show this whole tweet because he says the N-word with the hard R, and I'm just not going to show that on my channel. I prefer not showing that on my channel. And basically he says, white supremacists are totally right. His words, not mine, again. No white-only country, sooner or later, means no white people. You'll be outbred. You'll be out-violenced. You'll be cucked by words. You'll be betrayed by your own kind. And I'm not your enemy for pointing this out. I'm actually your brown friend, confirming you were right all along. But I, unlike you, can't be called racist to any serious effect. Most people in the comments argue that he could be called racist for saying that just this right here. White supremacists are totally right. Now, I've looked a lot about this, and basically what he's saying is that they are correct, as in, if there is a country with no white people, there will eventually be, or if there's a country with not just white people, eventually interbreeding will happen, and white people as a race will no longer exist. I would argue that America, to a certain degree, is already not that. But continuing, Andrew Tate got called out by Sneako. When Sneako says, white supremacists are totally right in quotes, this goes against the core fundamentals of Islam. God did not, in fact, choose any race as supreme, and if you believe so, you're Jewish. Very interesting insult to choose there, Sneako. But anyways, Sneako gets shot back at by Cobra Tate here when he says, I stopped talking to you years ago for a reason. Now, honestly, I think that that was slightly out of context from Sneako in the sense that Andrew Tate was not necessarily speaking on the specifics of white supremacy as an entire idea. He doesn't believe in hurting anyone who is not the white majority, but he is saying that they are correct in the fact that not only white people means that white people will eventually not exist. That is a correct statement, no matter how you put it. It is a wrong statement to make because ultimately saying white supremacists are right would be assumed wrong in basically every religion known to man. It is wrong. So Sneako goes ahead and says some more after he responds to that tweet. And that is right here in this 30-second clip, which is very much so shortened. This is the hot button issues, though.
Tate tweet. Okay, what did Tate say? He says, I stopped talking to you years ago for a reason. Okay. As if it's like God's grace to speak. Okay, you know, you didn't even respond to what I say. You said that white supremacists are totally right. I give a fair criticism based off of Islam there, and you're like, I don't like you. You're not on the cool kids table. If that's what you believe instead of Islam, or instead of what I'm talking about, then okay. Tate.
So ultimately, I get what he's saying. He is calling out Andrew Tate for some issues that he has. And ultimately, these issues are abundant. These issues are huge, actually. Andrew Tate really does like to say things about people's appearance, things about how they look, how they act, instead of actually targeting their actual claims. Now, with that being said, was Sneako kind of out of place for weaponizing religion? Normally people would say yes. And Andrew Tate goes on to talk about this in a 10-minute clip. I'm not going to make you guys watch this whole 10-minute clip. You clicked on this video to get a summary. That's the whole point. But I, however, did watch this whole 10-minute clip. And during this, Andrew Tate continuously attacks Sneako, saying things like, just because you've been to Saudi doesn't make you more of a Muslim than me. Which I can't really speak on as a not a Muslim. You know, I mean, ultimately, you can't speak on that. On top of that, he says, if I wanted to take down Sneako, I would have done it already. And Sneako did not like this. He did not like this response whatsoever. It was kind of a not nice response from Andrew Tate, but Andrew Tate's not really known for being nice as well. Andrew Tate is very offended by being called Jewish. I mean, ultimately, Jewish and Muslims have very core beliefs that they bash on, if you didn't know that already. And he lets that be known. And so Sneako also lets his side be known.
But I thought I explained this one because a few people got confused, including Sneako. And guys, I know everyone's giving him a hard time right now, but I'm not here to end Sneako's career. I mean, I could. I'm that guy. But I'm not here to do that today.
What's so funny about that? That's what is kind of weird about watching your streams now. Is that we're not here laughing with you. It's like it's a giant, it's there for to show off, like, I'm top G, I'm this, I'm that guy, I'm the strongest, I'm the richest, I'm this, and then I can ruin his life. People aren't laughing with you there. It's you're alone in your room boasting about ending my career because I corrected you. But people, I think that's what you don't understand.
Now, Sneako goes on to continue talking about this. He continues saying basically that a lot of things that Andrew Tate stands for have been against his core ideas for a long time. But because Andrew Tate did stand with him as a Muslim brother, he it feels like he should defend Andrew Tate. Now, they both converted to, I think the correct term in their religion is reverted to Islam a long time ago, around the similar time. So they both do have a similar scriptural, trying to use the correct terms, a Muslim tradition, basically they both became Muslim at the same time and they have a similar journey. Let's just say that. And continuing upon that he goes and says a lot of things that Andrew Tate believes in basically fully violate the Quran. He says that while Andrew Tate is sitting there talking about his very wealthiness and his goal and his violence that he pushes for and having many women, that though it is something that you can do under the Quran law, you are not supposed to do that because there's people like Sneako that are supposed to be valued for their humility and their kindness and their compassionateness. And ultimately, Sneako says, no matter what you say, Andrew Tate, you cannot take me down. No matter what you do. If you take me down, I'm a martyr. If you stop talking about me, then I have become correct. And basically, Sneako backs him in a corner and says, I exist, whether you like it or not. Honestly, Sneako's correct. Though there is overlap in these two audiences, I think ultimately, even if these two people were beefing, nobody would stop watching one or the other. Both of these people are extreme alt-right, which is their own entitled idea. We live in America, at least I and Sneako do. But so we are allowed free speech in this sense. But ultimately, I don't think this would impact either of them. And Sneako eventually updates with a ending of the beef. He says he doesn't want to beef with his Muslim brother. Now, first off, I want to talk about my little opinion, my little 2 cents in this situation. Ultimately, I believe Sneako was kind of clip farming at the start in Twitter terms. He actively looked at an Andrew Tate tweet that at some point during the tweet said white supremacists are correct. Now, that is in quotes, and that is very important to include the context that he is talking about one specific white supremacist belief. He says, you're wrong, that's wrong, weaponizing his religion. And then, instead of taking this in the correct way, like Andrew Tate should have done, and saying, oh, well, I didn't mean it like that, you took it the entire wrong way, he instead decides to insult Sneako's character. When he insulted Sneako's character, that is where Andrew Tate messed up, and Sneako was able to pick apart his entire argument. I personally think that it's not going to impact either of their careers, but I wanted to talk about it because a lot of people don't even follow the alt-right at all, and I honestly thought it was super entertaining. So I'll see you guys later.